In our quest to understand the inexplicable, we often turn to myth and folklore, creating narratives that help us grapple with the mysteries of existence. Vampires, werewolves, and cryptids like the chupacabra or mothman have long served as cautionary figures or metaphors for our fears and desires. Yet, what if these mythical beings are not merely the products of vivid imaginations, the manifestations of biological phenomena far more intricate than we ever suspected? Imagine a world where these legendary creatures are, in fact, hosts, ensnared in complicated parasitic relationships. These parasites, which could range from sophisticated protozoa to complex bacteria, possess the ability to drastically alter their host's physiology and behavior to suit their own needs. For instance, a parasite residing in the neural tissue might modulate levels of aggression in its host, turning an otherwise timid creature into a fierce predator when the parasite is ready to spread to new hosts. Or consider a specialized fungus that makes its host averse to sunlight, thus safeguarding itself from the harmful effects of ultraviolet radiation. The implications of this biological perspective are staggering. It not only reframes our understanding of mythical creatures, but also revolutionizes our grasp of parasitism. Traditionally viewed as a purely exploitative relationship, parasitism in this context becomes a dynamic interplay of costs and benefits for both host and invader. The host may gain enhanced physical abilities, a heightened sense of awareness, and even longer life. But these gifts come at a price: loss of control, altered identity, and an existence tethered to the parasitic entity's life cycle. Furthermore, this view opens the door to understanding the co-evolutionary arms race between parasites and hosts. As hosts develop defenses or countermeasures, parasites too would evolve more refined strategies for manipulation and survival. It's a perpetual dance, choreographed by the unyielding forces of natural selection, playing out in the shadows of our myths and legends. By considering the biological underpinnings of these mythical creatures, we elevate them from the realm of superstition to subjects worthy of scientific inquiry. They become focal points in the complex web of life, challenging our conventional distinctions between host and parasite, natural and supernatural, reality and myth. In doing so, we not only enrich our cultural narratives, but also broaden the horizons of biological science, inviting us to explore the unknown terrains that lie at the intersection of myth and biology. The idea of dormancy introduces an element of temporal complexity to the biological mechanisms underlying mythical creatures. Parasites often have intricate life cycles involving multiple hosts and various environmental triggers. But what if these parasites have evolved an additional survival strategy, one of long-term dormancy that allows them to disappear from ecosystems and public awareness for extended periods? The concept is not entirely unprecedented. Certain bacteria and viruses are known to enter dormant states when environmental conditions are unfavorable. Similarly, these mythical parasites could have developed biological mechanisms that allow them to encase themselves in protective cysts or other structures when triggered by specific environmental cues, such as climate change, scarcity of suitable hosts, or even celestial events. In this dormant state, they could survive for centuries, lying in wait in soil, water bodies, or even within preserved remains, effectively vanishing from both ecosystems and human experience. One could imagine these parasites resurfacing in response to a variety of stimuli, perhaps the advent of a particularly favorable climate, or a sudden rise in the population of potential hosts, or even rarer cosmic events like solar eclipses or planetary alignments. The possibility of dormancy adds a layer of cyclical horror to these mythical creatures. They may vanish for generations, becoming the stuff of legend and skepticism, only to re-emerge when conditions are ripe, causing a resurgence of sightings and stories. This cycle could have occurred multiple times throughout history, each resurgence fueling the myths and legends that surround these creatures, while each period of dormancy allows skepticism to resurface, casting doubt on their existence. This long-term dormancy raises unsettling questions about our ecosystems and even our history. If such parasites have been part of our world for centuries, lying dormant, what role have they played in shaping not just folklore, but also ecosystems and perhaps even human civilization? Their periodic reemergence could have far-reaching impacts, potentially disrupting local food chains, altering species distributions, and even affecting human history in unforeseen ways. By adding the dimension of time, centuries-long spans of dormancy and reemergence, we deepen the narrative of these mythical beings. They become not just complex biological phenomena, but also timeless enigmas, creatures that both exist within and outside the flow of human history, eternally oscillating between myth and reality. This temporal depth serves to further blur the lines between natural and supernatural, compelling us to consider our understanding of the world we think we know. While vampires and werewolves serves as quintessential examples of creatures potentially explained by this phenomenon, the biological paradigm has the potential to encompass a far more diverse menagerie of mythical beings and cryptids, from the chupacabra, infamous for its thirst for livestock blood, to the elusive Bigfoot. These cryptic creatures could also be viewed as hosts trapped in complex parasitic relationships. Take, for example, the legend of the Kraken, a sea monster said to terrorize sailors. What if the Kraken is an oceanic creature manipulated by a parasite that thrives in deep-sea conditions? This parasite might induce its host to rise to the surface at specific times, perhaps to maximize chances of reproducing via spores that float on water. Or consider the phoenix, a mythical bird said to burst into flames and be reborn from its ashes. Could this not be a dramatized account of a host undergoing extreme physiological changes induced by a parasite that needs high temperatures for a particular phase of its life cycle? Even humanoid legends like the Yeti or Bigfoot could fit into this framework. Often described as reclusive and elusive, these beings could be hosts that have undergone significant physical and behavioral changes due to a parasitic manipulation, including an aversion to human contact, which would serve to protect the parasite from being discovered and eradicated. This broader perspective serves multiple purposes. It not only diversifies the types of creatures considered, but also enriches the ecological contexts in which these host-parasite relationships could occur. Different ecosystems, forests, oceans, deserts, could harbor their own unique parasitic entities, each shaping local myths and legends in culturally specific ways. By applying a parasitic lens to a wide array of mythical creatures, we invite interdisciplinary collaboration between folklore studies, anthropology, and biological sciences. Each field could offer invaluable insights. Folklore studies could provide historical accounts in cultural context. Anthropology could explore how these myths shape and are shaped by human societies. And biology could offer hypotheses on the potential parasitic mechanisms at play. In stretching the boundaries of our inquiry beyond the iconic to the obscure, we open up a world teeming with biological mysteries and cultural enigmas. We transform cryptids from tabloid fodder into subjects that challenge our understanding of biology, behavior, and the blurred boundaries between reality and myth. In doing so, we not only expand the scope of scientific curiosity, but also enrich our cultural and natural heritage, exploring the myriad ways in which life's complexities are woven into the very fabric of our myths and realities. If you like these videos, make sure to follow the channel, leave a thumbs up and a comment down below. I'll see you in the next one.